Okay, yo. Let's do this trade recap so that I don't stupidly take another trade. So, wow, today was crazy. 8/20/2025. Just a recap. Monday, took a decent size L. Tuesday, little bounce back. Today's Wednesday. Coming into today, the market was showing bearish. I had marked out a number of tech stocks that I thought had downside. I did get levels from this other guy, which I didn't use those as much as I used price action, to be honest with you. But there's a couple things that I did wrong today, a couple things I did right. So let's start with the trades that I took, and then we'll talk about what I did right and wrong. So today on CoreWeave, thought it was one that had more downside to go. And as I'll show here, I missed this entry here. And I think I took like something in here or something down here. I honestly can't remember. But anyways, it broke down and we had a nice little win there. And then I just kept seeing everything just selling off so hard. And I definitely felt like I was fear of missing out. And I honestly picked the wrong stock. So like, I don't know why I picked CoreWeave. I think it just looked like it was like it broke that low, then retested, and then I missed that down move. Or maybe that's where I got in. Honestly, I would have to look back at the timestamp. And then I moved to like Tesla because I was watching AMD as top watch. It was a little less smooth of a down move. Also had Nvidia and Tesla on my watch. Also playing, I don't even know how you say it, Palantir. Anyways, CoreWeave was not the best setup to take. But anyways, I felt like I missed the fair value gap and then flush on AMD, the first one and the second one. On the 1 minute here, you can see there was that fair value gap and it flushed. This level I had here, I was worried about, like, oh, is it going to hold that level? So I basically missed that there. And then I think I missed that one too. And so what did I do? I went to Tesla and I can't remember if it was here or something. But anyways, I took like a small loss on it, like a $10 loss. I can't even remember where I entered and when I got out. But anyways, maybe it was in here because it was like in between these levels. And so I didn't know. But anyways, see, there was another fair value gap and then dump that I could have taken on the 1 minute. Anyways, I ended up getting in on this candle down here because I was chasing it. I was like, I know I'm right. Like, the Tesla's going to keep going down. Like, I don't know why I sold or whatever. I think it was just worried. I don't know. And I took it on this candle. So absolutely like not even an entry. Not even a fucking entry. And I knew it was going to come back up here and retest this break, but I was just afraid it was just going to keep flushing like it did through all of these, right? Without even going and retesting. And of course it retested and then went down, but I took an even bigger loss there. So that was like a little bigger loss. And so we were at like probably 1% drawdown already at that point. And I was just so frustrated because I had a winning trade and then I just negated it by like a lot with those two because I had fear of missing out on all the downside. And I'm like, it's only 15 minutes, like 20 minutes into market. Like, there's got to be more to go. And I chased it. Anyways, didn't take any more after that for a moment. I started looking at, I'm like, dang, everything's down big, like 7-8%. A lot of things, QQQ was down 1.8, which is not that crazy, but a lot of the tech stocks were down. So I'm like, okay, let me see what else is down. Like, maybe I'll buy some stuff for my long portfolio. And I started looking at this company, Celestica, that I know and like, and Long story short, it filled the gap of their earnings pop they had a couple weeks ago. And I really like the company. I do believe in it. I believe people want to own it. And, there were risks as far as like it's a tech stock. Like it hasn't gone on a crazy run. Like the valuation's reasonable. And it was at support, before it had those earnings. So what I decided to do is I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put like a swing trade on for this. And so I bought like an option for like a month out, like a $6, $7 higher than where it was at. And you can see, so I think I bought it like here or something, like in here. I saw it rip up and maybe like here or something. Anyways, it went in a little drawdown. Then I was on a meeting. And this is one of the issues. I was on a meeting, and this thing starts just going on a tear. But at the same time, like the entire market did. Palantir, sharp V-shaped recovery. QQQ, V-shaped recovery. I didn't plan that. So that swing ended up turning into a day trade. The issue with that was I was on the call, so I go to my computer and I just hit close at market. But this is not a super liquid option, and so it gave me literally the worst fill. And 5 minutes later, I would have doubled my money. And so I just saw that I was up what I lost this morning and wanted to cover that, and wasn't patient. When I could have just waited 10 minutes longer. Like I just was thinking that it was like the option was going to move like a day trade, like a weekly option would, and it just didn't in like a good way. So then I closed it like immediately to lock this game. But then it only gave me like 70% of what it was showing that I was supposed to be up on the P&L. And that shows me that it's like, dude, if the option contract is a month out or even 2-3 weeks out, like take the risk maybe to just, especially if it's illiquid, if it's not on one of these large cap, options where you're going to get a fill within like a couple pennies. Like, dude, that was like a 30-cent fill gap. And I should just go and put a limit order in on my phone or something a little bit below the mid or something like that, or right at the mid, and it probably would have filled, and I would have made twice as much money. So that was a little bit of a bummer. I also feel like that was a mistake, the way I closed that position. The trade worked. I think I got lucky because the whole market just did a V-shaped recovery. Within 2 hours, it tanks and then rips completely up. Like that doesn't happen all the time. The other thing is, I was definitely watching too many tickers, and that's why I missed a couple of these setups. And then I ended up chasing a setup, and those were mistakes. So these are little mistakes. I just need to be more patient. And if I miss and if I don't get a trade in, then it is what it is. Better to be flat than down because you chased. And just, if I think something's going to break and then retest, wait for the retest. If you don't get the retest and it just sells off, then you don't get a trade. If I have an idea of what I want to see happen and it doesn't happen, don't take that trade. That to me, I took, A- setups on those losses, and a couple of the wins, one of the wins I think was legit, and then one of them I think was just luck. So this whole I'm starting to kind of see where better setups are, where better risk reward are. Long story short, I finished the day green, and about what I made yesterday. So we're making a chunk back on the loss on Monday. We're probably down 0.5% of the portfolio. And so just trying to stay patient, and I have a lot to learn there. I need to write down those mistakes and how to remedy them. And, I think genuinely it's I've said this many times before already, I need to stay away from contracts that have super wide spreads. It's not doing me any favors, especially if I'm day trading. And if it's not a day trade, if it's a swing and it's got wide spreads, then I need to be closing with limit orders. And I'm hopefully I don't have to learn these lessons more than one time. but all in all, like, I can't be mad. Like, I was going to be down big and then I made it back. Like, I wouldn't say that it was a revenge trade as much as it was just like, this seems like an opportunity. Like, investing is in my wheelhouse. We did get a big sell off. Like, it was a risk that I was willing to take. And I think, like, I already even started to see, like, there were a couple trades I wanted to take today, and I'm like, that's not the best risk reward. You know, like, there's all, like, and so I'm starting to get an idea of, like, risk reward in trades, not just risk reward in dollar amounts. And so that's good. Again, I need to be patient. I need to wait for the right setup. If I don't get the setup, I don't get the trade. I need to maybe use, I want to practice using actual stop losses on things, and instead of just like closing, I need to use like stop loss. I did use a mental stop loss. I will say that today on the Tesla trade where it went in the wrong direction, I could have sat in that trade and gone super negative until that retest, and then it would have came back down and flooded out like I thought. But I told myself, like, I have X amount of risk on each trade and for the day. And if I hit that limit, I'm done, no matter what. Even if I think the trade's going to work out, I'm not doing that. So I did follow my rules with that, and I am thankful for that. So there were some things I did well, but I'm more focused on things I didn't do well so that I don't do them again. But all in all, I'm grateful for a green day, and definitely just done for the day. Need to be smart and come back tomorrow with a fresh slate and see what the charts and price action give us. So we're dialing it in. We're dialing it in. This is week 4, so I can see the improvement. We have a very, very long way to go because these mistakes I made today were very noobish, but it definitely shows me there's absolutely no reason to up my risk or anything like that on day trades. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So